Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we are going to be budgeting for the month of February. So I am late again with this month's budget with me, but it's okay. I eventually should be able to develop some type of schedule with my videos. I've been trying to have a schedule, but it just hasn't been working out so well. But let's just go ahead and get into it. I have my budget kit here. A lot of these are actually oops, so don't mind them. Because there's so many oops, this is actually the kit I'm going to use. There was 2 designs for February. Strangely enough, I want to use the other design's dashboard, but like that's the only one I'm using in this design. But I realized I don't have any of the expense stickers for the monthly or like the non-spent stickers or anything. So I'll have to print and cut that, but I'll have that for the next video since I will be doing this in a separate video. I did decide to just use the second design's dashboard to pair with it. I know it like doesn't really match, but then it kind of does, but that's just what I wanted to do. But that will be in the next video. And I have my February budget kit with me. These are the ones with the 6 sheets. These, a lot of them are oops, so don't mind, like this one is really messed up. It's just for me to use, so I definitely don't mind using the oops. I have my 6-page budget kit with me for the February budget, the weekly check-in, weekly balance, sinking funds and transaction log, savings tracker, and variable income. As usually for this video, we're going to go ahead and set up these 3 together. The weekly check-in will be in a separate one, same with the sinking funds. In the monthly one this time, we're going to do it in a separate video as well. The main reason why we're going to be doing it like that is because the last month when I planned everything together, it was such a long video. So I'm trying to break things up so it's easier for me to also edit the videos as well. Okay, so I'm laying down this washi at the top. And this one was cut really deep, so that's kind of why you might see that it looks a little flimsy. Since today is the first day that I am doing the February budget, and I also just did the January closeout, I am actually going to be doing the app setups with you guys too, for like the cash one. And I'm also going to calculate over the, what is it called? My checking account, since we're going to be making the transfer as well. But because this is the first quarter, we already budgeted how much our income was going to be. It is $5,200. So this is general and this is extra. I don't think we're ever going to have an extra, but that could change. All right, and then let's go ahead and do our thin washi. This is really going to look exactly like how it did last month. Since we do have a set amount that we are budgeting for these first 3 months. It might change ever so slightly for next quarter, but we'll have to see where things are. I think the only things that might change is maybe our bills, like the amount that we have estimated, but we'll have to see. So I'm not going to explain too much for this video, for this monthly budget, because I did explain it a lot in January's budget with me and December's budget with me. I think December is the one that I went like really in depth for it. So for this month, I'm just going to run through this budget with me. So for these next couple sections that we have, I have my fixed over here for fixed expenses. And this is the one that I primarily put our sinking funds amount and also how much we're saving to Ally. Ally is our external savings account. It's the one that we have for long-term savings. These are my account overviews. If you guys are curious about any of these accounts and how I have them set up, I will have a video below for how our accounts are set up and also for the apps that we like to use. But we have 2 checking accounts, 2 savings. this short-term saving and these two checkings are all in the same institution, but I do have a long-term savings that's stored away in a different institution at Ally because it just has higher interest rate, and I make it a mission to never touch my savings. I'm actually at the very beginning when I first started saving, it was a little hard because I kept breaking that habit. It's been years since we started budgeting. Now it's like really easy for me to just completely ignore it and not touch it. That's kind of what that long-term savings is. So we'll have that on this side, and over here for the variable, this is the variable categories for our month-to-month spendings. So we have eating out, groceries, gas, allowance, and then we have pups and baby. I'm gonna put bean. Pups and bean. Bean is what we call our daughter. That's our cute little nickname for her. But for these categories, like I always say, if I had to use cash envelopes, since we are cashless, these would be my cash envelopes that I would use month to month. We are cashless, so these are just like the categories that I have split up for us to use as the month goes on. So I'm going to lay down both of these end result totals so you can close off both of those sections. And then I am actually going to, as usually, hijack one of the thin washies. I think I'm just gonna grab it from the weekly check-in. That's where I usually go. And the reason why is because our weekly check-in and our weekly balance, I only use one thin washi. So we have that one. And for this section down here, this is where we have all of our bills, anything relating to bills. We just have so many bills. So we have our variable bills and our fixed bills. And the reason why I like to always have them separated versus conjoining them with the top portions is because I feel like for bills, whatever we have estimated, I won't be able to change or alter if need be. But for the amounts up here for our variable and fixed, I can always adjust the amounts. Like if we wanted to save more or spend less or something, we could always change it. But for bills, I feel like you can't really change it unless you get rid of a bill. You know what I'm saying. But let me go ahead and fill out this portion real quick. So for our bills, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it, also write it out. Okay, I don't know if this is a good idea for me to talk and write since I'm not the best with being able to write and talk. Some people are able to do it so well, but I can't because I start writing what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, I'm not able to do both. These are our fixed bills. These are the ones that do not change. Currently, this is like the set numbers that we have for the first quarter. If you guys have watched my 2023 budget, then you guys will know that I'm doing it quarterly. So for the first quarter, these are the set numbers. Next quarter will change. Like for example, our internet, I now have a fixed amount and I know what it is. So for next quarter, I'm gonna go ahead and add it back over to the fixed. But I'm trying to make sure we stick to whatever our budget is. So we have our mortgage, which is $2,222. We have our student loans, which is $180.06, $180.31 for my husband's student loans. Netflix is $10.59. Spotify is also $10.59. HOA is $80.66. And then we have HBO, which is $15.89. Some of these I have a C right next to it. The reason why is because those come out of credit card. I always have to write which ones come out of credit card so I know where to find it, since I do have to pay attention to which account it comes out of since we're cashless, or I'm gonna end up budgeting all types of wrong. I'll definitely explain that in my weekly check-in videos. I know I always say this, like I feel bad for those of you who've been watching these videos and know how I budget, and I tend to feel like I'm repeating things a lot. But I just want to make sure that for those of you who are new and welcome, of course, that I am covering some bases. So it's not just like a what the heck moment. But okay, so for variable for our bills, we have utilities gas, then we have utilities electric, then we have utilities, oh just kidding, that was our only two utilities for our month to month. But then we also have mobile, and then our internet is over here. I don't know why I'm struggling with the writing. I don't know what's going on. Then we have our holder. Let's see which one comes out. We have utilities, gas that comes out of credit card, and internet that comes out of credit card. And our holder amount down here is just so we have an even number when we total everything up. I just like that that's how it is. But with everything combined, it is $449.90. Let me write the estimates real quick. For estimates for gas, we have $100. Last month we went over this, but I can't really adjust it right now because that's what we have set. But electric, we have an estimate of $70. Mobile, we have an estimate of $180. Internet, I don't know why I estimated at $80 versus $90. We're kind of just gonna have to just keep it like that as well. This is now the total, but when we add the totals for both our variable and our fixed, it equals to, I keep jumping the gun. What's going on? But let me put one of these little calculators down here. We have our estimate, and total for bills equals $3,150. And we have an actual down here whenever we get to it. But that is with these two numbers added together. We know we need $3,150 for the whole month of February in order to pay for all of our bills. So that's kind of what has really worked for me, just separating out our need to pay, must pay, can't change numbers from our numbers that we can always like wiggle around if need be. But meanwhile, I am going to finish these lines and I'll be right back. Okay, I realized I never finished filling these out up here, but for eating out, this number has not changed. It's through $300 for eating out. Groceries, we have $400. Gas, we have $100. But it's crazy because ever since we changed it to $100, I feel like we've been spending more on gas. But allowance is $100, and then pups and beans category is also $100. So combined for our kind of day-to-day expenses for the month of February is $1,000. Sinking funds, we are going to be adding $1,000. And then for Ally, currently for this month, or for this quarter, we're saving $50 per month. But yeah, so the total for this amount is $1,050. And now if we add it together, the $3,150 for bills plus the $1,000 for our day-to-day expenses, and then the $1,050 for our fixed combined equals to $5,200. So we are now zeroed out since we are doing the zero-based budgeting method. But that is what that now looks like. Now, because we know that it is $5,200, I do need to make some transfers. These are the current numbers in our second checking account as well as our savings account. Nothing has changed as of yet, but we are going to go ahead and make some transfers. Okay, so I had a couple of stickers that were just left over from a previous kit, and because I'm so annoyed that these keep coming off, so I'm going to just lay these down. These are removable as well, so I can always just lift them up. But let's actually make the calculations real quick. So currently in my short-term savings, we have $6,988. The reason why is because we got one paycheck from February already, and then we have the remaining amount of paychecks that we got already in January, since all the paychecks for the previous month is then the budget for the following month. So all paychecks we get for February, that's the budget for March. You guys know I like to do that, so I have all the funds readily available at the beginning of the month. So we are transferring $5,200 out of this short-term savings over into our second checking account, since now we're funding everything. Because now for monthly budget, we have $1,000 for the monthly budget. Categories for bills, we're gonna have $3,150, and then for sinking funds, we have the funds in there. I think next month, for the month of March, I'll probably do like another breakdown in depth, just because like I feel like when I just run through things, it just sounds so confusing for those of you who aren't familiar with how I budget. I'm trying to catch up my videos, so please don't be mad at me. I'm really trying to just fly through these videos right now, especially let me actually tell you guys, I'm trying to go through all of my vertical kits. So I actually am planning vertically again for memory planning, and I'm so excited. So I did this on camera, and I am going to be doing these just so I can get that little sprinkle of being able to talk about and catch up with you guys about like life and stuff. But okay, I'm getting off topic. Okay. So we are transferring 5,200. So that means 6,988.02 minus 5,200 equals a leftover of $1,780.02 after we transfer. So I'm going to move this to the side. And that means in this account, 39.85 plus the 5,200 that we're adding now equals to $9,185. So I'm going to move this to the side as well. I'm going to do that transfer real quick and I'll be right back. All right, so we are looking good. Those accounts now balanced. These are the current amounts for both accounts. These will of course dwindle down as always as we spend money, especially as the month goes on. This $1,000 we usually spend, all this bill money is going to go out as well. It always looks nice at the beginning of the month and it just dwindles down. But that is what our current accounts look like. So let's go ahead and move on to our variable income just so we can set up this spread together. Nothing crazy for this month either. I know last month we had to pay, what did we have to do last month? I feel like we had to do something. Oh, we redeemed our cash rewards, but we transferred it straight over to Saveopoly since we are trying to save as much as we can for this year. Okay, so we have that down. Then I have the variable income. You know, I probably should have used a shirt washi from this sheet just so I could have got rid of it afterwards, but it is what it is. So we have the variable income, and for the variable income we are not salary based, we are hourly based. So all of our paychecks is technically variable, because like they always differ depending on like if we get like overtime or sometimes we're on call, things like that. And even if we still work the same amount of hours, I don't know why, but sometimes it's still like off by like a few cents or a few dollars. But I'm going to try to match this up with what we had last month. Actually, I'm gonna put one more down. So we have 4 paychecks for this month. I believe next month we have 5 paychecks, which is really nice. So that additional paycheck, we're probably just going to put straight into savings. Normally, I would have other plans for it, but since we're really trying to get those savings in, and we're going to be doing our taxes soon as well. So whatever we get for taxes, I'll probably put in savings too. I will most likely share that on camera. I'm going to go ahead and put these dots down here as we usually do. These are just to symbolize like whatever happens towards the month. I feel like I actually use this spread a lot more often than I thought I would, but it's just to symbolize like any changes or anything with the income that I need to note down. Because like, for example, last month we redeemed an extra $1,700, I wish, $170 from our rewards, but I transfer that directly over to savings. So of course that money I can't use as like the next month's budget. Okay, I keep hearing my daughter squeal. She's with her daddy right now, so it's like distracting me. All right, so our variable income, we have all 4 paychecks written down, and then we are going to transfer $1,300 from each paycheck over. So 2 of the paychecks are my husband's and 2 of them are mine. Both of us transfer a set amount. We keep a little bit for ourselves, and then the rest I put into savings. I don't show our whole paycheck as of right now. I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable with sharing our whole paycheck. So maybe one day, but as of right now, we do not. So the total with all of these paychecks combined is $5,200. You guys already know that we got our first paycheck already, so that $1,300 is now in our short term. And as we get more paychecks, they'll just kind of keep getting put into our short term. So the month of March, we have all of those funds already. And how we first started getting like a month ahead is, I think we like either took out a savings or we had tax returns, I think, or a mixture of both. And we just like took out all the funds at the beginning of the month. I tried doing it like paycheck by paycheck or like bi-weekly. It just didn't work out with like the bills that will come out. like I wouldn't have the funds yet, or like I would be waiting. It just, in my brain, it wouldn't work. So that's kind of why doing it monthly is just such a game changer for us. But I'm going to go ahead and do our savings account now. Oh, I never laid down the rest of the deco pieces. Let me actually do that real quick. But this is just to make it like cute, I guess, because I didn't really know what else to put down here. And I already feel like I had so many flags for the other ones. But this last one, I always put for the savings. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, now I know for next time to just take a piece of washi from the variable one, because I want to put this over here just so it's one last sheet. Okay, and I have 2 more dots, and then I have this piece. We're going to be using those up for the savings tracker. For this savings tracker, since we're having Saveopoly, I am going to note that in here as well and start utilizing my savings tracker for our Saveopoly rolls, because if you guys have watched my was it the first week or 3rd week of January when I rolled for Saveopoly, I was so confused as to how to budget it in here. I've never done Saveopoly before or any type of savings challenge, so like when I incorporated it into our budget, I've never done it before, so like it was definitely trial and error. But I think we got like a flow going, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. But this is our savings tracker. I am going to try to make this longer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work down up just to make sure I can kind of have enough room. And I'm actually going to, where should I put this? I think I'm going to put this at the very bottom, just so I have enough space for any type of transactions that we have. So in total, I have 8 categories. So let me put these both down. The sheet is now done. I'm gonna just lay them down like usually. And then for these categories, the reason why I'm able to have categories is because since this long-term savings is with Ally, that institution, for the savings account, you're able to have like buckets, so you can break it down into, I think the maximum is 10 buckets. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's 10 buckets. But because of that, you can separate it out into different categories and goals. So I have 8 of them in total, and I'm going to go ahead and write these out with you guys. And then this last washi, I'm going to put, I think I'm just going to like put it a little bit higher up, since like no matter what, that last closing piece for the savings is going to go right above this. And we'll use this one. And now this sheet is done as well. All right, so we have our closing, thin washi strip for our savings, and then the little money bag I'm going to use and put right up here like we did last month as well. Now I'm gonna do the lines real quick and I'll be right back. All right, so this is looking really cute. Now let's go ahead and fill this out. Some of these numbers did change, and I think I'm going to prioritize it by like most important to least important. So I'm going to switch these around. Right now, the most important is Saveopoly. For this one, I don't really have a goal, so I'm just going to put NA for the goal amount, because I just want to save what we can. So technically, I don't really have a goal for the percentage either. So I'm going to put NA, and then for the amount we currently have, so for Saveopoly, we currently have $587.04 in there. $587.04. That is what that amount is for Saveopoly. Next, we have emergencies. And I actually, at the beginning of the year, I had money in here, but I kind of delegated it out to like other buckets because I wanted to start off at 0 and show you guys, like, and do this with you guys, I guess. So our emergency funds, we had a set goal at the beginning of the year to save for our 3 months of emergencies. So we decided to try to get all the way up to $539.16 to pay for all of our bills here. And I have these spreads. I did these spreads with you guys at the beginning of the year, and just in case if you're curious, but I'm gonna go ahead and just round it to like, I don't know, 12,500. I think that's a good number. So we'll do 12,500. I forgot the right goal, so I want to just fix that real quick. But the current amount in here is $50, and that is because we transferred over $50 at the beginning of January to Ally, so that's kind of where I'm putting it currently. That means the percent we're not even at 1% yet, so I'm just gonna leave this at 0. That is the percent that we're at currently. Now moving on, the rest of these I'm not going to share like how much is in these accounts, but I will talk about like what they are. So one of them is going to be for Bean. So Bean's category actually changed. Prior to all of this, I had a set amount saved in there for like medical bills for her birth, because I had no idea how much medical bills would be since this was our first baby. But now it's actually her account, where whenever she gets like money from family or when we put money in there, it is just her money. I do want to open up another account for her to transfer these funds into, since like I want it to be separated out from our money, but I have not done that yet. So there is no set goal for this either. It's just whatever it grows to is what it grows to. So we have NA for percentage. So that is her category. Next, we still have the pups category, and this one is just for any medical bills or anything because they are getting older. I think I might have to increase this actually, just because like I don't know why I don't feel like 1,500 is enough, but that is what our goal is for that category, and we have a percentage. So for the category of home, if you guys might remember, I did have a fence category specifically last month, but this is now changed. I also have to fill this out because I used to not fill this out because I flip back and forth so much, but I'm probably gonna have to be a little bit more careful and cautious when I flip through my planner, since I am gonna actually make an effort to fill this out this year, because I really do miss having all of my details written down. For home, this new amount in here is going to be 15,000 since now the fence has been added to it, and just to have a little bit more funds in there for anything else that needs to be changed. That is for home category. To be honest, I don't know if we're still getting a fence for this house. If anything, maybe this can be eventually changed to be our down payment for our next home or our forever home, but this is just what it's sticking to right now. The next category we have is for new car. And this one, the goal is still the same because we really do not want to have a high monthly payment, so it's still at $25,000 for a new car. And then the amount currently in there and the percentage to that goal. Last but not least, we have vacations. Our goal amount is to have $5,000, but I don't even know when the next time we're going on a family vacation is. We were planning for one, but it's just not happening anytime soon. But that is for vacations. So that is all the buckets I have currently. I am going to start utilizing this. So we have, what's today's date? Because I can make the transfer today. I have no idea what today's date is. I think today's the 6th. 2/6/23. I forgot what I was doing. What was I talking about? This is like always the same account now. I used to put this in for different accounts because I used to have different savings accounts, but now it's my long-term one is always with Ally. We are going to do the $50 that we have, and I guess we'll just put February. So we'll have February budget, so $50. So we're adding $50. So my total I would put at the end is the total I have in this whole entire Ally savings account. I want to leave that one blank for now, but essentially the way that I fill that out is the same way that I do for Saveopoly. As I add funds to it, I have a new end amount. The latest one is like the most recent one. I usually don't check out, like cross off the other ones. It's just I did it because it's just easier to see. But that is the first transaction, and then at the end of the month, whatever additional we're able to save, I'm gonna go ahead and also put that in here too, but we'll do that later on. But that is actually gonna be it for these spreads. So we have our savings tracker, and then our variable income and our February budget. I am going to go ahead and do our dashboard and our monthly budget in our next video. Maybe not the next one. I think I'm going to do sinking funds next just to get that out of the way because I have all the numbers here already. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Alrighty, bye!